As a friend, and so it's been great to see.
And we are underway here as Akbar has it, working across midcourt. Hands off to Lacey. Permian Basin with the first possession here. The Falcons out of Odessa, Texas. Inside, a shot is missed, and Chiza pulls down the rebound. And here comes Strickland. We mentioned he had a good game on Thursday night. Helping out John Moon in that win. As Moon momentarily thought about a three, he decides not to shoot it. And a bad pass by Rutherford, as I don't know if Moon wasn't quite ready, but it was easily picked off by Cody Hatcher. Now at the other end, a high arcing three is no good from Sturgis. And back the other way come the Eagles. 45 seconds gone by, still scoreless here inside the Eagles' nest. A foul is going to be called here against the Falcons. Akbar called for his first personal foul. And a baseline inbound for Rutherford and the Eagles. Moon has it inside, dribbles twice, has it knocked away. And he had a handful of turnovers early in the game on Thursday night when he was not catching it as low as he wanted to on the block and had to dribble to get to where he wanted to go. That seems to be the trouble. If he doesn't get it way down low on the block, he's prone to turnovers. A three at the other end knocked down by Lacey.
Yeah, if Moon has any weaknesses, it's that he sometimes brings the ball down too low that allows players to swipe it away from him.
Another high-low entry pass taken away. Second steal of the game for Hatcher. Now he's got it on the low block inside, misses the layup. Moon had the rebound, got it knocked away, but it goes off the foot of Hatcher. And I want to say good defensive energy so far from Hatcher, and at the same time, it's also just really lazy passes from Oklahoma Christian thus far, practically handing the ball over to Permian Basin. Chiza for three, no, too strong. Strickland couldn't pull down the board, and here comes Akbar. Down the right side, flips it up, tough shot, no. Chiza taps the rebound, it's on the floor, Moon has it.
And Terada did a nice job that time sliding over but maintaining his defensive position to make that a tough play.
Strickland jumper, got it. OC on the board. It's always a good thing to see Strickland knock down his first jumper of the game.
Well, he is one of those key players. He plays as many minutes as John Moon on this team. They're 1-2 in the conference, but you need contributions out of him for them to have success.
3-2, Permian Basin by one. Entry pass at the high block. Inside, shot missed, and a late whistle blown. And this will be free throws coming up for the Falcons. Tarata called for his first and the team's first, and to the free throw line will be Gary Akbar.
Yeah, as you look at the replay there, that time Chiza was trying to just maintain his position. It looked a little bit like Akbar jumped into him, but he gets whistled for the foul.
First free throw good. Anthony Knight, the 6'3" junior guard from San Francisco, California, checks in as Vandervoort takes a seat. And one thing you notice when you look up and down this Permian Basin roster is how many of these guys are transfers in from other schools. So a lot of guys coming in who have experience and make this a very dangerous Falcons team. Rutherford lines up a three. That's short, and the rebound pulled down by Lacey. Pushing down the left side, stops, fires, in and out, no good. Putback is there, however, for Anthony Knight. And 7-2, an early 5-point lead for the Falcons.
Yeah, OC starting out struggling a bit on offense.
Tough runner, high off the backboard in the rim, does not drop. And here come the Falcons looking to build on their 5-point advantage. Lacey goes baseline. Quick move, and he's fouled by Eibel, who stayed straight up, but just got a little bit on the arm there. And more free throws upcoming. After the first foul on Eibel is the second team foul against Oklahoma Christian.
Yeah, Eibel obviously dismayed that he got called for the foul. But one of the things that's happening is we're seeing Eibel on that move in Toronto a moment ago, that they're giving up that possession, that positioning, and so they get into a bad place. Defensively, it's easier for the other team to draw the foul.
Zach Norris into the game for Oklahoma Christian. Strickland has it left wing, step back. Chiza will line up another three. He's got that one. His first bucket of the afternoon, and a big shot there for OC, making it 9-5 and stopping that run by the Falcons. Inside, now a kick out. On the wing is Williams. Josh Williams, the 6'4" junior guard from San Antonio. He's got it again in the corner, tees up a three, short, and Norris clears the board. Zach running the point as he comes across the timeline. Eibel, three. Yes, sir. Back-to-back threes, and just like that, it's a one-point game. 9-8. And a couple big shots there for the Eagles.
Eibel is one of these players that coming in, he's earned his way into the starting lineup as a freshman and starting to get used to what it takes to play in this conference.
And he pulls down a rebound there on the missed three from the wing. And he'll run the offense now. Hits Moon up top. Now Zach Norris. Strickland, wide open three. 3 threes in a row for OC. And from down 9-2 to up 11-9, a lightning quick 9-0 run by the Eagles, something that we haven't necessarily seen from this team so far this year. The answer at the other end by Lacey puts the Falcons back up by 1. Eibel again. Norris backs it out. They'll reset. 10 on the shot clock. Strickland pressured. 3. No. Rebound tapped around and controlled by Knight of the Falcons. Now a steal by Strickland. Elijah poked at, and no foul called. Instead, it'll be out of bounds to the Falcons. We have a timeout on the floor. 12-11, Permian Basin leading by 1 here. A good start offensively for Oklahoma Christian. They trailed by 7, but on the strength of some three-point shooting, now down by just 1. We'll be right back here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Axis, the up and down.
Hey, I got a question to Axis.
Yes?
Can I see some documentation on how you're qualified to teach this course? No, I mean, you're not any good.
We have
Boo!
the known universe, and
Boo!
you can find yourself anywhere in
Whatevs.
time and space that we so desire.
You're horrible. Yeah, I said it. I'm just jealous.
And welcome back to the Eagles Nest. David Journey along with Shane Magnus. One of the things we're going to be doing today on this special Dan Hayes Day is welcoming in former people associated with the program, and one of those is joining us right now, Mike Sanders, an Oklahoma Christian alum, a state representative, and you were here on Friday. This has actually been declared by the Oklahoma House in the state of Oklahoma, Dan Hayes Day. We may be having a little bit of technical difficulty, so we're checking on this. Current score 12-11, just under 14 minutes to play. Oklahoma Christian with the ball.
I like the idea there from Eibel. I thought he was going to shoot it, fired a quick pass down there, just a hand put up by the defender knocks it out of bounds, but OC keeps the ball, 19 on the shot clock.
And here in just a moment, we'll try to bring Mike Sanders back on when we get the audio technical difficulties worked out.
Tough shot from Strickland. Maybe not the best shot they could have got there on that possession. And a little bit of a Euro step there. Or maybe we should say Euro steps, because looked like a little bit of a travel, but the bucket is good for number 22, Knight, and 14-11. The Falcons lead by 3. Moon inside, counted and one. That's your bread and butter right there of the Oklahoma Christian offense, dumping into Moon, let him go to work. And this time he's got a chance for a three-point play.
One of the things this team has gotten very good at as the year has gone on is feeding the ball into the post to give Moon a chance to make the quick move before the double team can get there. And one guy cannot guard John Moon.
No, absolutely not. That's why so many times you see him double or triple teamed even. I believe one time last year we even saw someone throw 4 guys at him on one possession. So obviously a very skilled player. Went for a block there. Dave mentioned in the pregame that Thursday night, John tied the Heartland Conference record for blocks in a career. And so he's just one block away from breaking that record and holding that accolade all to himself. Cameron Peters into the game for OC. As Strickland kicks over to Norris. Little contact, goes inside, shot blocked, pulled down by Knight. Falcons looking to run. Dump pass down low, layup is no good, crawls out. Akbar frustrated with himself, should have had that one. And OC fortunate to still only be down 2 after that one. Come back the other way, Strickland jumper, no. Moon tip in, yes. So active on the glass on both ends of the floor. He just got a finger on that one and managed to guide it back in. He's got 5, and that ties the game at 16. Now attacking down the lane, inside. The flush thrown down by Hatcher. A nice dish by Malcolm Hill Bay, the 6-foot senior guard from Chicago, Illinois. Falcons back up by 2. Pass inside from Eibel to Moon, he's fouled. So John Moon going to the line, and he was very quick to turn to number 4, Cody Hatcher, and hold 2 fingers up, telling him, hey, that's your second foul. So a timeout on the floor here, 11:42 to go. 18-16, Permian Basin leads by 2. We'll be right back here on the Eagles Sports Network.
So here are the keys. Congratulations, it's officially yours. I'm sure you'll have many happy years here. Except for you, because you'll be gone 3 years from now, struck down by the same disease that got your father. So you won't be around for them. And sadly, it could have been detected early with a simple test, but you didn't have it. Okay, who wants to check out the backyard?
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
And welcome back to the Eagles Nest. David Jerning along with Shane Magnus. We're going to try it again. Special day here in the Eagles Nest. We're trying to bring through people associated with the program, the school, and Coach Hayes. One of those joining us right now, State Representative Mike Sanders. And you were here on Friday to announce that today is Dan Hayes Day in the state of Oklahoma.
Such a great honor, David, and now we got some good sound here. I tell you what, Coach Hayes has meant so much to not only this university, but also for this state and basketball as a whole, and I was just honored to be a part of those years in the mid-'90s to see the Eagles and Lady Eagles out on the court, and I learned a lot from Coach Hayes.
Yeah, now you, back during that time, you had a sister who played here for
Correct.
Coach Finley. You also were in the communications department and got to call some games. So does it feel good to have the headset back on?
Boy, I tell you what, I haven't called a game or had these on since then. So, yeah, it feels really great.
Okay, we've got a clock issue of some sort now, it looks like. It's 18-17 Permian Basin.
So, Mike, one of the things, what do you think has allowed Coach Hayes to have such a impact on as many people as he's had?
I just think he's always done it right. And a lot of people in his profession haven't, and they haven't lasted as long as Coach Hayes has. And I just think by doing the things the right way, the longevity, the type of players, the example that he has shown, and the players that have filtered in and through this program, I think that has to do with it. And I think, honestly, I think God's on his side.
Amen. What do you, coming back to campus and seeing the nest and seeing all these people in here, what feelings are you going through right now?
Lots of great memories against Southern Nazarene, Oklahoma City University, and OBU. A lot of great memories, a lot of great battles.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of games against University of Texas Permian Basin back then.
No, West Texas, Plainview, Lubbock was about as far as west we went.
18-17 Permian Basin still up by 1. Rutherford lines up a 3. He got it. Jordan Rutherford, the junior out of Houston, Texas, knocks it home 20-18. As the answer at the other end for the Falcons, Mike, as a state representative, getting a chance to have something like this happen for Coach Hayes, with it being Dan Hayes Day in Oklahoma, because he's at a small school like this, I think a lot of people agree he hasn't always gotten maybe the notoriety and the attention that he should have for how good of a coach and a person he really is. So that's got to be a good feeling to help be able to bring a little notoriety to him on this day.
Such a great day, Shane, and I'll be honest with you. He may not have all the national championships, but the end of the day, you've got the type of people that have come through this program. To me, there's not a better coach who knows the X's and O's in the half-court game than Dan Hayes, and yeah, you bet. And also being from, this is where I graduated, absolutely.
Moon inside, loses it out of bounds. That's going to go as a turnover. I think it speaks to him. Any coach who's at a school for an extended period of time, maybe not even 33 years like Coach Hayes has been, when he retires, there's going to be some people filter back through, for their last couple of games. But just seeing the staggering number of former players here today, that really speaks to Coach Hayes.
Without a doubt. I saw the great Corey Cole here. Absolutely. And I saw Tondrell Durham over here a second ago, and just, all these players that were here before I was. You could tell because they're about 6'9", So, but yeah, it's a testament to his coaching and teaching that really stands the amount of time.
And you're having a lot of these guys come from far and wide too. It's not just the ones that are around town. Corey Cole's an assistant at Grand Canyon University.
Yeah.
So he's coming in for that. You had Danny and Greg Brown both in Albuquerque coming back. So a lot of people wanting to wish Coach Hayes well and be here on this special day.
And just show respect. That's one thing Coach Hayes always did. He treated everyone with respect, and these players have all come back. And we're talking 20, 25 years ago. Says a lot about him and the character that Coach Hayes has.
Absolutely.
26-23, Permian Basin leads by 3. A good game here so far, just over the halfway point in the first half. Rutherford dumps down low to Moon. Inside, flushes it home and gives a roar as he runs back up the floor. A rare, vivid show of emotion there from John Moon. Typically a pretty reserved guy, but he let it fly after that dunk right there. 26-25, John's got 8 points. Hightower with the block and a foul called. Jeffrey frustrated.
Yeah, he felt like he played good defense there, and he did, but I'm not sure he needed to bring that hand down. He was in good position to make it a tough shot.
That's Jeffrey's first foul, and the team's third here in the first half. At the free throw line, Akbar gets the friendly roll on the first one. Eibel back in for Oklahoma Christian, giving Strickland a breather. And back in for the Falcons is number 24, Darnell Vandevoort. Started the game and then sat down for a few minutes, now back on the floor. Second free throw for Akbar, good.
Mike, we really want to appreciate you stopping by here today. And come back a little more often. I mean, I know you're busy out there in District 59 and you're taking care of your constituency and making sure, they're represented well in the House, which I'm sure they appreciate. But, come by Oklahoma City every now and then.
I need to come back home. You got my
That's
word,
right.
David.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Shane.
Thanks, Mike. 31-25, Permian Basin up by 6 now. Their largest lead of the game has been 7 at 9-2, so getting close to equaling that again. Rutherford's going to try and cut into it, in and out. Good touch on that shot, just crawled out. A zone now being played by OC. As they kick out. Good ball movement around the perimeter, but also good rotations by the defense of OC. 10 on the shot clock. A 3 lined up, in and out, no. Moon collects the rebound.
Yeah, the zone working well that time. The guys on the wings getting out, making sure they covered the 3 to make it a tough shot.
Norris wanted to get it to Moon, couldn't. Hightower for 3, that's no good. And the board pulled down by Lacey. He'll look to push. Weaving through traffic, flips it up. My goodness. Coast to coast for Johnny Lacey. An impressive drive there.
Not much you can do about that one.
No. 33-25, the largest lead of the afternoon. OC needs a bucket here to stop the momentum. Last time they got down by 7, they responded with 3 straight threes to take a 2-point lead. Foul now as Hightower tried to drive. Vandervoort called for the foul. That's his first and the team's 4th. A timeout on the floor, so a game of runs so far. Permian Basin jumped up 9-2. OC responded with a 9-0 run to go up 11-9, and now Permian Basin back up by 8, 33-25. Stick around, we'll be right back here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork, loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Or you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
33-25. Permian Basin leading by 8 here. Shane Magnus alongside David Gurney, and John Moon has been credited with a block. So that means that he now is in sole possession of the Heartland Conference block record for the career. So quite impressive for John Moon.
Only a junior, averaging about 2.5 blocks a game.
Yeah, he's only a junior as Eibel lines up at 3. Got it. Big shots.
Oklahoma Christian needed that. They're getting contributions from guys other than John Moon. Rutherford has a 3. Eibel's got a couple. 8 points for Strickland. But the problem is 6 turnovers here in this first half.
Absolutely. Can't continue to turn the ball over like that, especially against this Falcons team. Back to John Moon. We mentioned, so he just broke the Heartland Conference career block record. He's only a junior. He's got a chance to really put a staggering number up. If he's healthy next season, plays the whole year, he's going to really shatter that record. 36-28 the score now as Johnny Lacey already has 16 points for the Falcons. Whistle blown down on the baseline. Subs coming into the game, or a sub, Akbar into the game for Permian Basin. Will replace Aiden Saunders. That foul was on Saunders. That's his first and the team's 5th. Baseline inbound for the Eagles. They lob it into Moon. Tries to dump it back down low. a bit of a tip ball situation. It works out for OC as they get an open three out of it. It's missed, and Norris had the offensive rebound, and then he has it stolen. And back the other way comes Permian Basin. Lacey dumps off. Foul called as he dumped it off to number 5, Josh Williams. Williams hit on the arm. Norris will take a seat after picking up that foul. Strickland back in. And for the Falcons, Sam Sturgis replaces Malcolm Hill Bay. Baseline inbound, that was the 4th team foul on Oklahoma Christian. Working around the perimeter, 17 on the shot clock. They end up with a 3 attempt that's no good from Vandervoort, and Strickland pulls down the rebound, kicks to Rutherford, goes baseline, floater, got it.
Yeah, I like that type of shot from Rutherford where he's going to the hole. He's really good with that floating shot, that pull-up jumper from mid-range.
That's something we've kind of seen him develop as this season has gone on. Didn't really see it much last year or earlier in the season, but he's added that to his repertoire, and like you mentioned, it's a good look for him as he's got good touch running towards the basket. Kick out, Vandervoort missed it last time, misses it again, and Hightower with the rebound up ahead to Eibel. OC trying to cut into their 6-point deficit. Strickland, step back. Hightower
giving Oklahoma Christian good minutes off the bench.
Blocking foul called on Vandervoort. That's going to be his 2nd.
Yeah, Rutherford looking to take him baseline. Got ahead of him, had the step. One of the things about Rutherford is he's, like a lot of players, he can kind of fall in love with that 3-point shot. So I like seeing him active going to the hole using that big body.
Chiza kicks it out to Eibel. As they've got 18 on the shot clock, Hightower. Now Strickland, they'll reset. Elijah, 3 on the way, in and out, no good. Rebound tapped around, loose on the floor. Chiza's got it, and they call him for a traveling. Coach Hayes not agreeing with the call.
I'm a little perplexed by it. It didn't really look like a travel to me. Now the thing is, technically if you've got the ball and you roll over, whatever, that's supposed to be a travel. They never call it anymore.
No, they don't.
So it was really surprising just to see it called, period.
You see guys slide, 3 feet across the floor after diving for a loose ball, and there's no whistle blown. So timeout on the floor now as Coach Hayes continues to ask for an explanation about that call.
And this is one of the things I think, we've been talking about how this is Dan Hayes Day and talking about what makes Coach Hayes special. I mean, one of the things is from the very beginning till now, he's always strived for excellence. And that doesn't change. It doesn't change. He's got a season here that's a losing record. He's trying to get the best out of his team. He expects the best out of himself. He's doing everything he can to help his players be in a good position to win this ball game. With all this other stuff going on, all these people coming back to see him, it's special. I'm sure he appreciates it, but he's also, this is what I do, is basketball.
Right, I'm sure if you ask him, he'd just as soon, all the fanfare and hubbub and everything wait till after the game is over. He doesn't want that to be the main focus. Like you said, he's focused on helping these guys try to win this game, but certainly well deserving of every ounce of praise that he has gotten, not only throughout his career, but especially over the last few days.
We should mention coming up at the half, we will be talking with some other people about Coach Dan Hayes, including Athletics Director Curtis Jans. So please stay with us as we're not too far from the half.
And that pass sails out of bounds as a good design of a play there as they tried to hit Hatcher for the alley-oop, but
yeah, a lot of times when a team's playing a zone, you can really catch them unaware and have a good free baseline run, and it was open. They just didn't connect.
pass was maybe just a hair behind, and then really not much of an effort on the catch there either. OC in need of a bucket here. As Strickland's got it, Eibel will let it fly. In and out, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Lacey. Lacey's having a heck of a game so far. A jump ball is the call. Possession arrow points to Oklahoma Christian. So once again, 3 minutes to go here in the opening half. Eagles down by 6. This is the third or fourth possession in a row they've had a chance to cut into this 6-point deficit. Have not done it so far.
Need to take advantage.
Baseline. Interata, no.
They've gotten good shots. That was a great shot. Just not able to connect.
And UTPB does connect at the other end. 8-point lead, again, equaling their largest of the afternoon. And you don't want to see this balloon up to double digits before the end of the first half if you're Oklahoma Christian. That'll help. Moon inside. He's got 10.
It doesn't matter that there was a double team there. He caught it too deep. You can't stop him at that point.
2:12 to go here in the first half. Heartland Conference basketball action, NCAA Division II level. Oklahoma Christian in the gray. University of Texas at the Permian Basin in the black. And now a steal by OC. Eibel at the other end. Falls down, hit a slick spot on the floor. And a little slow to get up as his feet just left him there, and he ended up actually getting a shot attempt up. Just a tough turn of events there for Eibel and Oklahoma Christian.
Unfortunate break.
Next foul against Oklahoma Christian will put the Falcons at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. As into the game is number 13, Mario Florima. Poked away by Chiza, and out of bounds it goes off the foot of the Falcons. And OC again has it down by 6. Hatcher will take a seat, replaced by Saunders. And a minute and a half to go for OC. Down by 6, tripped Fuller into the game for the Eagles, nearly a turnover, as Strickland had to extend out to catch that pass. Moon inside, second attempt, no, and he's fouled.
Yeah, 3 guys surrounding him, but he went quick before they could really set up. That allowed him to get in there, get the rebound, and fouled on the putback attempt.
And that's something he's gotten a lot better at as his career has gone on. He's gotten a little bit stronger and a little bit quicker, not allowing everyone to collapse around him. And I'd say he still has, he still does turn the ball over some, but his turnover numbers, I think, have definitely gone way down over the course of when he was a freshman to now.
Oh, absolutely. He's really developed at that. He still needs to work a little bit on, like we talked earlier about bringing that ball down low where that doubling guard or wing can get in there and get it. But one of the things they did early on in the season was work with him getting that shot up quick before the double team could come, and it can be effective.
5-point game. Hatcher, my goodness, what a move that was. Just couldn't get it to go.
He's been playing a little 2K, I think.
As Strickland, now Fuller. Ball deflected, it goes into the backcourt. 12 on the shot clock, under a minute to go here in the first half. Cross-court pass to Strickland, wide open 3. Got to be able to knock that one down, well off to the right there. And now a 4-second difference in the shot and game clock as the Falcons can run this way down if they choose to do so. And a timeout's going to be called.
25.2 on the clock, 21 on the shot clock. We should mention that at the conclusion of tonight's game, they are having a special presentation after the game to honor Coach Hayes. There's going to be a few words said. There will also be an opportunity for former players and Coach Hayes to all have a photograph taken. So that should be a neat event. We are planning to cover that here on the Eagle Sports Network and have that for you if you're watching on the video stream. So you should be able to see all of that and hear the things that are said at that point in time. So we want to make sure you stick around because we've got a lot of special things planned today during the broadcast.
Dave, you know, coming into this game, I think a little bit of a feeling of uncertainty of exactly what today would bring. Obviously, you never know how a game's going to go, but just so much going on. I think so far Oklahoma Christian has done a pretty good job of keeping the main thing and not getting overwhelmed by the pressure of this day like we talked about in the pregame.
That's interesting that they said that went out off of Moon. No, absolutely. They're playing it like it's just another game. In a game they want to win.
Now a turnover here. See if they can get a bucket out of it. Norris has it blocked. Rutherford scores.
That block didn't look clean either, but
no.
2 points regardless, and that's why you need guys to run. It looked like he was going to have an open layup. Rutherford came down and filled the left side as Moon was going down the right, allowed him to get the putback.
Absolutely good hustle there. Rutherford's got 7, and that makes it a 3-point game. So just when, we said it was important for OC to not let that lead balloon out, it was 38-30 at that point. They finished on a 5-0 run, make it a 1-possession game heading here into halftime. So 38-35, the Falcons over the Eagles. Stick around, we're talking with OC Athletic Director Curtis Jans when we come back.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom.
It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
And then from this angle, it all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore.
Show up
and frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're gonna turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
What's your reaction gonna be? Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
This is their world.
There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. We're at the half. Oklahoma Christian is down by 3, 38-35. David Jurney and Shane Magnus now joined by Athletics Director here at Oklahoma Christian, Curtis Jans. And Curtis, this is a special day, and obviously it's a tough day for you as well because you've been next to Coach Hayes for a long time, now the Athletics Director. What are you feeling today?
Yeah, it's a great day. It's a day to celebrate, but it is it's a lot of the former players are walking by right now, and I get to see a lot of the guys that I haven't seen for a long time. But it's a great day. But yeah, I mean, for every year, all 33 years that he was here, I've been here in some form. It's going to be really different when he's not here. I mean, he is a legend. He's a pillar of the Oklahoma Christian community. And it has nothing to do with the wins and losses. It has everything to do with leadership, and it has everything to do with building young men, and I think that's what his legacy is. I might have to slip out of here for a minute and get a picture. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, Curtis, you mentioned all the former players and everybody that are back, and one thing we talked about with Mike Sanders on the broadcast was the staggering number of these guys that have come back today. That really speaks to just how influential and how great Coach Hayes has been.
That's the legacy. I mean, 700 plus wins, championship, all that, those all fade away. What's happening right behind us, I mean, that is the legacy. And I just think that is something that there is no way that anything can minimize that. Hey, I'm going to slip over there, okay?
Yeah. Well, while we've got this, we're going to take a quick 30-second timeout, and we'll be back with Janet Pugh and Coach Stephanie Finley of the Oklahoma Christian Lady Eagles.
Axis, the up and down.
Hey, I got a question to Axis.
Yes?
Can I see some documentation on how you're qualified to teach this course? No, I mean, you're not any good.
We have
Boo!
the known universe, and you can find yourself anywhere in
Whatevs.
time and space that we so desire.
You're horrible. Yeah, I said it. I'm just jealous.
Hey, and we're back. I am Janet Pugh, your sassy source with all the reports, back on another episode of Sideline Shenanigans. I am here with the lovely and talented, don't get it twisted, she knows how to play out here too, Miss Stephanie Finley. How are you doing today?
I'm great now. I'm really good.
That is amazing. So, hey, like I said earlier, it is Coach Hayes' last game, but it's also senior day here at OC, over here at the Eagles Nest, and I am just happy. What, 102-45?
So.
I believe so. It was such
count.
It's such a big number. We're just so happy of our Lady Eagles and just so happy for them. But of course, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about Coach Hayes. So, how long have you been working side by side with Coach Hayes?
I've been working side by side with him ever since he got here. I was a GA when he first came, helping my coach. I went to school here and played ball here. And the year after I graduated, Coach Hayes came, and I was working on my master's degree and helping my coach. So I've been here with him the whole time.
Amazing. So what is you and Coach Hayes' coaching relationship like?
Well, it's very good. I know there's probably a lot of men's and women's coaches don't get along because they fight against each other for what they want, maybe in court time and court space and office space and locker room space, but it's been very cordial and very fun to coach with Coach Hayes. I didn't know much when I took over, and you heard Coach Cole say, Sherry Cole always tells the story of how she used to sit and watch his practices and pick his brain. I did the same thing. Sherry was a junior when I took over, And we would sit out here after our practices and watch their practices, and we were kind of learning together. And we would pick his brain all the time, and I never stopped doing that the whole 33 years or whatever it's been. I holler across the hall at him constantly, asking questions, and he hollers back. That's our intercom system. We just holler across the hallway, and it's been a great ride.
That is amazing. But that point she made earlier about coaches not getting along, that's a reality show TV right there. That's an idea.
Yeah.
Hey, I pitched it first, VH1. So thank you so much for all of your hard work as well, because, you know, our Lady Eagles, I've always been a Lady Eagles fan personally when I used to cheer. And so I love my Lady Eagles. Y'all are amazing. Congratulations on a great season. Can you give me some love, some little Southern love? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So right now, the guys, they're a little behind right now, but I think we can make this a great Coach Hayes day. You want to be on TV as well? We got another fan. We got a future Eagle right here. As we can tell, the love for Coach Hayes is everywhere, from the oldest, not calling you old, but from the mature to the young. This is Janet Pugh, your sassy source with all the reports right here on Sideline Shenanigans. Don't go anywhere.
I haven't always been great about going to chapel. Gotta keep my classes, gotta catch up on my sleep, gotta go to my job. You definitely gotta have some fun, right? I love that chapel challenges us to live out our faith, and I do that, and OC gets that. So they've come up with something to help. It's called Ethos. It's a whole new way to experience spiritual life at OC. In the past, we had Big Chapel and a few other options, which was great. But now with Ethos, I have even more options. And there's a handy app that lets me check in using my current location. So now I can do more and still stay focused on the big picture. I can go to chapel, AMU 63, or a service project with my club. I get kudos for every event. My experience is so well-rounded. I can even get kudos for a spring break mission trip. The app keeps track of my kudos so I always know exactly how many I need. Last week, I mostly went to Big Chapel, so this week I'm having a small group here, meeting with my faculty mentor, and I'll probably go to some Big Chapels too. My spiritual experience is what I want it to be. It's pretty great. This is Ethos, inspired by you.
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on line.
I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
Okay, all right.
They might surprise you.
She took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
Will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork, loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
back here at Oklahoma Christian. Coming out of halftime, 38-35. Permian Basin with a 3-point lead. As Oklahoma Christian turned the ball over 8 times in the first half, and that led to 7 Permian Basin points off of those turnovers. So that's a number you definitely want to see decrease if you're Oklahoma Christian. Also, no points off the bench, 10-0 bench scoring in favor of Permian Basin. And so while we have seen other guys besides John Moon step up and hit some shots, get some production for Oklahoma Christian, you'd really like to see someone from the bench come in and impact the game as well.
Well, absolutely, and that's one of the things people have asked me, and I've talked with others about, okay, why has Oklahoma Christian struggled these last couple of years as they make this transition to becoming full members of NCAA Division II? And one of the differences is they're thin. They don't have as much on the bench as these other teams do. They don't have as much contribution off the bench as these other teams do. Now they've got some young guys over there, so hopefully they can develop that. They can be that contribution, but they need that if they're going to really compete and do well in the Heartland Conference.
A lack of production off the bench is something that'll hamper a team at any level. It's one of the things that you see if you watch Oklahoma this year. One of their criticisms is they don't have enough depth.
And the Thunder, for that matter.
And the Thunder, absolutely. So, see, there you go. 3 tiers. It hurts you at any level. A quick bucket by Permian Basin as Moon gets it inside. Couldn't get the roll. But he is fouled and will go to the line for 2 shots.
See, and that's a case where Moon's well covered, well defended, but because he goes so quickly, he doesn't allow that defense to set up, and he gets a trip to the free throw line.
So Moon to the line. Free shot up and good.
Moon earlier in the year was up near 80% from the line. He started to not shoot it quite as well, but still for a big man, his size, nearly 72% from the free throw line.
Certainly a good number for John, and you figure part of that is probably a little bit of fatigue. With the way he plays and the way the defenses play him, it's just such a grind for him.
Yeah, he plays 36 minutes a game, and he's facing double, triple teams every night.
Jumper in the lane is good, extending it back to a 6-point lead. Number 24, Darnell Vandervoort. Important first few minutes here for OC. Got to establish what they want to do here in the second half and hit some shots and set themselves up for the rest of this game. Moon collects the miss as Strickland had it blocked and flushes it home with 2 hands. 43-39, 15 for John.
Great defense that time by Akbar, but it still worked out for the Oklahoma Christian Eagles as Moon was the right place, right time.
Eibel watching Lacey, who steps back. Now Vandervoort crosses over. Across the lane, Hatcher scores. Nearly a shuffling of the feet there as he slid a little bit, but he managed to keep his foot down and avoid the turnover.
Permian Basin shot over 48% in that first half, continuing to shoot the ball well here in the second. Oklahoma Christian's going to have to bring up the defensive level.
Chiza knocks down a jumper, and that's the other thing is Oklahoma Christian's going to have to continue their good shooting. They shot 42% in the first half, and while that's not as good as Permian Basin did, I think 42% is a pretty good number for this squad. A 3 knocked in at the other end by number 15, Sam Sturgis. That's his first bucket of the game.
And Rutherford was in good position, but he didn't jump with him to make that a more difficult shot.
Eibel answers with a triple of his own. So they're trading baskets right now. Now here's where we need to see what you mentioned, that defensive intensity, ratchet up a little bit and start getting some stops. Lacey misses, but an offensive rebound pulled down. Driving in, tough shot, no. Follow slam, no. They kick it back out. Vandervoort for 3, no. And finally a rebound pulled down. Rutherford, and he is fouled on that rebound. Several good looks there for Permian Basin. Oklahoma Christian fortunate to come away with a defensive stop on that possession. As Strickland's got it. OC down by 4. Lob pass into Moon, puts it up, no good. Wild shot there. I'm not sure if that was tipped. You usually don't see that level of inaccuracy from John, but Eibel gets a finger on it the other way. And here comes Rutherford, floats it up, good, my goodness. Maybe a little luck on that one. I think he was going for the foul call and didn't get it, but hey, however they come.
I know that one started out like maybe he's going to get an offensive foul called for a push-off, then he almost falls over. Hits the floater at the end, take it.
Lacey driving past Eibel, kicks out. A little hesitation in the defense. Oh, and an easy layup missed. Chiza gets hit in the head, kind of wincing and holding his ear as he comes away with the rebound, but a chance for OC to tie with the 2 or take the lead with the 3. Moon inside. You know, I'm so used to seeing him convert those, I almost started to say count it. It doesn't go in though, but he will go to the free throw line, and that is 3 fouls on Vandervoort.
What's interesting there is it looked like, and you can't quite see it on that one, but it looked like Hatcher, as Moon was posting up, maybe caught him a little bit with his elbow as he was trying to seal off and get the catch. And so Hatcher kind of just backed away, and you could see, you know, we were looking at a replay, you could kind of see him in the background kind of going away, you know, checking his eye. And so that left Moon down there with just Vandervoort to try to stop him, and that's not going to work out unless you foul.
Probably not. 2 for 2 at the line there for Moon. It's 48-48. As next whistle will bring a timeout, and a traveling is called. And now we do have that timeout. So 15:54 to go here. Tie game at 48. Dave, a good start to this second half for OC.
Yeah, Oklahoma Christian coming out, you know, Texas Permian Basin was scoring, but Oklahoma Christian offensively has been able to stay with them, and now starting to get the defense flowing a little bit as well. We've got a tie ball game.
As we're supposed to have Jay Mott coming to talk to us.
Don't see him at the moment. It's a difficult situation here because there's lots of guys that you want to come on and want to talk about Coach Hayes, but they're also visiting with former friends and teammates they haven't seen in a long time, and so that may be the situation that we have here. So we'll take a quick timeout, and when we're back, we'll have the start. We'll pick it up 48-48 with 15:54 to go. Something stupid. No.
48-48 the score. OC with a chance to take the lead here. They have not led since it was 11-9 early in the game. And a good opportunity here as Interata drives, flips it up, and an offensive foul is going to be called as down there underneath Josh Williams took the contact. An offensive foul is whistled. Chiza called for his second and the team's first here of the second half.
You want to take advantage of those opportunities when you've got a chance to take the lead in what has been a tight ball game.
Layup at the other end is good by Lacey. He's got 18, surpassing Moon momentarily for the game's leading scorer. And 50-48, Permian Basin up by 2. Rutherford, as a whistle is blown, that's going to be called on Williams. The 5th team foul here of the second half.
You know, you mentioned Lacey overtaking Moon as far as the game high score with 18. He averages nearly 19 points a game for Permian Basin, so he's right on track to go over his number.
What a pass. Great find along the baseline.
You know, see with that first lead of the second half and first since it was 11-9.
And I apologize, I said that was the 5th team foul. That was the 4th team foul on Permian Basin. And a 3 at the other end. Knocked down by Permian Basin, puts them back up by 2. That's knocked down by Williams, who got the foul a moment ago. Moon misses, ball batted around, and it comes into the hands of Akbar. 2-point lead for the Falcons, trying to build on that. 3 put up, good by number 15, Sam Sturgis.
So back-to-back threes makes it a 5-point lead for Permian Basin.
And this has been a game of quick spurts on both sides. You know, we've had several instances of just little runs made by both teams. A very entertaining game so far, and certainly one that, you know, OC's hanging around in, and things keep going like this, they're definitely going to have a chance to win this at the end.
Oh, absolutely. They're right in this ball game. And as we said at the beginning of the game, Oklahoma Christian, despite the things not going well for them in conference so far, still has a slight opportunity and a slight chance to potentially make the Heartland Conference postseason tournament. They've got to win here today, though, for that to be a possibility. And then obviously they'll need some other things to go right as far as other conference matchups.
So Oklahoma Christian turned the ball over 8 times in the first half, and here in the first 5 minutes of the, really almost 6 minutes of the second half, just 1 turnover so far. So to this point in the second half, doing a good job of taking care of the ball and not giving Permian Basin, you know, any easy buckets, although that 1 turnover did lead to 2 points for the Falcons. So their points off turnover count is now at 9, while Oklahoma Christian has turned 7 Falcon turnovers into 5 points.
At that timeout, Cam Peters checking in for Oklahoma Christian.
Rutherford to inbound right here in front of us. Has it into Strickland, and OC down by 5. Working with the ball. As Peters finds Rutherford. I thought Rutherford might have been the better recipient of that first pass there as he was wide open. Moon, though, gets it inside. You mentioned you can't do anything when he gets it down that low.
Yeah, Moon does a great job of going up and getting that with 2 hands and then coming down softly to be able to collect, to get his balance even with that double team coming on the underside.
A 3 put up at the other end is good. The answer has come every time so far for Permian Basin, as number 5, Josh Williams, now has 6 points. He's knocked down 2 triples. Peters will try to hit one of his own. He can't, and here comes Lacey, looking to push down the lane. Bothered by Rutherford, he hits the deck hard. It will be OC ball, and Lacey is down. Definitely some contact there from Rutherford, although he didn't make contact on the swat attempt. Just a little bit of contact on the body, and Lacey being tended to down on the baseline. 13-19 to go here, 59-53. A 6-point lead for Oklahoma Christian. And we certainly hope Lacey's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a little surprised that there wasn't a foul called. We, you know, on our monitor here got to see a couple looks at the replay. And it's, you know, it's the type of play that you'll often see that foul called on the defender.
As he's still being tended to down there. Still laying down, being checked out by the trainer. And we'll go ahead and step aside quickly and come back. OC trails by 6 here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
Back here inside the Eagles' nest as Johnny Lacey is up and walking around behind the bench, trying to walk it off, so that's a good sign. Able to move under his own power. Norris has it for Oklahoma Christian inside to Moon, dribbles, and that's what we're talking about. He dribbles, and that allows the double or triple team to get to him. And at the other end, an and one opportunity for number 10, Malcolm Hill Bay, pushes it back out to an 8-point lead.
Strickland called for the foul. He was trying to get back and help out, but it was a situation on the fast break where he just couldn't get into position in time.
Free throw good. 9-point lead, the largest of the afternoon for the Falcons. Now, every time they've pushed the lead out to 7 or 8 or now 9, every time prior to this, OC's had a run in response. Will they have one here? Peters jump shot, no. And the rebound pulled down by Vandervoort. Important defensive possession here. Can't allow the Falcons to get any more momentum than they've already got. Norris called for a foul. And we're going to have free throws upcoming for the Falcons.
Norris a little surprised that the foul was called, but it was pretty clear to me from the sound that it was on the arm. And if we get a chance to look at the replay here in between shots, you'll see it was pretty clearly a foul.
Vandervoort at the free throw line knocks home the first. Jeffrey Hightower back into the game. (63-53). A 10-point lead here. And the free throw is missed. Moon collects the rebound, gets it over to Norris. Eagles dealing with their largest deficit of the afternoon, and a backside tap there by Hatcher got it away from Moon. Here comes Hill Bay into the corner. They kick out, 3 on the way from Sturgis. Good. 13-point game. Danger zone here for the Eagles. They need points on this possession.
Yeah, Oklahoma Christian unfortunately hit a cold spell, and at the same time, they have not been able to stop. Wow, I don't even know what to say. John Moon knocking down the 3.
Wow. He's got 22 now. And, I saw him think about taking one earlier in the first half down on this end of the floor. He was open, he thought about it, and then he thought, no. He had no hesitation that time as he just let it fly.
I mean, he's taken a few on the year. That's his second made one. He's now 2 of 8 shooting the 3. And that's one of the things. Moon is one of these guys that has a chance to play after he graduates from college. If he can continue to stretch his range, that is something that'll give him a shot.
Absolutely. A 10-point game here, 66-56, Permian Basin on top. We'll be right back here from Oklahoma Christian.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork, loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach
likes
your
you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Permian Basin leads it by 10 here, 11:35 to go. (66-56). And it will be Oklahoma Christian ball. A chance to cut into this deficit here. And they need to cut into this deficit here. Can't allow this double-digit lead to stick around for too long. A little bit more pressure out on the perimeter being applied by the Falcons now. As Moon has it, he's triple teamed. Eibel was open, didn't shoot it. And if they're going to triple team John Moon like that, then Eibel cannot be afraid to shoot it when he's open. The basket here by Moon will not count. A foul called on Josh Williams. That's his second personal foul. And a baseline inbound for Norris and his Eagle teammates. They find Hightower in the corner, thought about a three. Now Rutherford. Eibel, 18 on the shot clock. Seen a little surge in the defensive energy of the Falcons here.
Wide open look for Eibel.
Can't knock it down, and the rebound pulled down by Malcolm Hill Bay. Going back the other way, dumps it off. Kick out, open three, good.
Oh, that hurts because you get a great look for Eibel wide open at one end where he's got enough time to just collect, gather, size it up. He doesn't hit, and you give up one on the following possession for UTPB.
Moon's got it, and he's fouled from behind. Looks like it's going to be on Williams again. That's his third. They're a lot more aggressive with how they're defending Moon here over the last couple of minutes, and that's really what you have to do if you're defending this Oklahoma Christian team. As Rutherford lines up a three, in and out, no, and those shots have got to start falling if Oklahoma Christian has any chance of hanging around. But if you're defending this Eagles team, you do what you can to Moon, which they're doing a good job of being aggressive right now and really forcing him out of his comfort zone and make everybody else beat you.
No, it is, pretty clear what you've got to do to beat this team. Nice steal by Eibel.
And that's a big answer as Eibel has an opportunity for a three-point play.
Coaching against Oklahoma Christian, you want to slow down John Moon, and they're not a good shooting team. A lot of times it's, hey, you can play a zone and pack it in on Moon. You can do different things. Moon still is going to get his. The question is it going to be 20 or 22 like tonight, or is it going to be 40 or more like he's had sometimes this season? The problem is he's just not getting enough help. Elijah Strickland, great first half, been very, very quiet here in the second half. Not getting enough other guys stepping up.
And that's one area where you really miss Jordan Box. As another three is knocked down, it's raining threes here in the second half for the Falcons. As that's 8 or 9 threes now just in the second half that they've knocked down as Hightower knocks down a three.
Yeah, if Oklahoma Christian isn't able to battle back into this and it continues to be these threes by the Falcons, it's going to be Falcons rain on Coach Hayes' parade as the headline for this game.
And they're doing a good job of that so far, up by 10. Now a long pass into the corner. They kick it out. Can't get a three off from Sturgis, but he kicks out to Malcolm Hill Bay, who does launch one. That's an air ball. And the referees are going to discuss this here. It was initially ruled Oklahoma Christian ball. There was an overrule.
It doesn't matter because there's a shot clock violation.
That's something even I had overlooked. I didn't even realize that was a late shot clock situation, but that is the call. We'll take it. Down by 10. Eight and a half minutes to go as Hightower has it on the wing. Inside to Moon, he spins, fires, scores. Good bucket there for John Moon. He's got 24. It's an 8-point game. Now let's see if we can get a couple more stops here. Sturgis goes baseline to Akbar. Sturgis again for three, no good. Ball batted out, though, to Hill Bay. Into the corner, Lacey. Good to see him back into the game after he was shaken up, and that ball goes out of bounds over here at the media table.
He's throwing it to a spot against the zone. Unfortunately, his guy cut.
So an 8-point lead for Permian Basin, and we are now joined by former Oklahoma Christian great Jason Taylor. Had the pleasure of playing for Coach Hayes for a few years here, and Jason, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
What is this like for you coming back here to the Nest today and seeing it full like this, and just all the praise and adoration for Coach Hayes?
It's amazing. It's well deserved to see the Nest packed with people that have been impacted by Coach Hayes. It's really special for him. I'm glad that it happened. We were all pushing for that, and I knew it would happen because he's touched so many lives that this is only just a little small percentage of the people that he's touched throughout his career.
Now, one of the things you just said, he's impacted a lot of people. What is it about the way he goes about his business that allows him to connect and impact people?
You know what, for Coach Hayes, he always says the phrase, nothing personal, strictly business. But truly for him, it's all personal. He truly cares about his players. He cares about everybody on this campus. And, to him, it's family. And I was speaking to a lot of people before the game, for the ladies' game, and they were all just speaking to how they were sharing specific stories of how Coach Hayes made them or their kids or their grandkids special and felt like they were part of the program.
As the timeout coming to an end here, and Oklahoma Christian trails by 8, talking with Jason Taylor.
Now, Jason, while we've got you here, you're one of the great big men in Oklahoma Christian history. What's your take on John Moon?
I wish he was here from 2005 to 2010. He would have been a great teammate. More than his skill, I've heard that he's just a great guy off the court. A guy that truly cares about his teammates and also just takes care of himself and takes care of business on and off the court. But I would have loved to play with him.
And we were talking a minute ago after he hit that three, if that's something that he can slowly stretch his game out to add to the perimeter as he slots one there. You put up some threes in your day here at Oklahoma Christian. How much versatility does that add to the game of a post player if you can step out and shoot?
It kind of depends game to game. It's huge, because if you're playing a guy that's oversized or kind of taller than you, bigger than you, for John Moon, he's bigger than most post guys he's going to play against. Me, however, I feel like I was always undersized. So having that three-shot step out, it kind of allowed, me to get some open shots, but, to spread out our offensive sets and kind of give different looks to different teams.
Now, Jason, I believe I saw one of the things you're doing now is you're doing some basketball training and kind of personal leadership type stuff as part of that as well. What have you taken from your time here and getting to know Coach Hayes as you go on and do that?
I've learned that, basketball is an incredible avenue to impact the youth. And I've taken that to heart because of Coach Hayes. I went to his cage camps and I was impacted by him. And, to have the chance to speak the language of sport to some youth and, that you can kind of earn their trust that way. And then you can slowly develop them as leaders for the community and just to better themselves, not only basketball-wise and athletically, but personally and through how they impact the community as well.
As a whistle blown down low, and the foul is called on Hatcher. And Permian Basin over the foul limit. Going to put John Moon at the free throw line, trying to add to his 24 and slice into this 5-point deficit.
Important that he makes the front end here. Oklahoma Christian within 5. So it was looking there for a moment like UTPB was going to be able to pull away. Oklahoma Christian doing a good job fighting back into it.
As the ball batted out of bounds, it's going to go to the Falcons. And Jason, I know I saw several guys from your time here at Oklahoma Christian, several of your teammates here. It's got to be fun to see some of those guys again. I'm sure there's a few of them you haven't seen in quite some time.
Yeah, it's been 5 years since since graduation, basically, since I've seen a lot of those guys, and a lot of the guys moved back to hometowns and that kind of stuff. So it's just awesome. This is truly home. I mean, I've heard OC is home, and just like I said on Tuesday night at the Hall of Fame, I said OC was home to me from day one. And a lot of the guys that played for Coach Hayes feel that same way. They can definitely tell that, this is truly a community. It's not just an institution. It's a people that really care about you and they want you to succeed on and off the court.
And a technical foul, I believe, has been called, and that's on Hatcher. That's his fourth. That counts as a personal in college basketball, so that's his fourth personal foul. And free throws coming for Jordan Rutherford after the bucket. Pushed it back out to 7. OC with a gifted opportunity here to take it right back down to 5. Got to knock these down, though. First one good by Rutherford.
Yeah, Coach Newman obviously spending much of his time right now talking to Hatcher, because that's just something you can't afford to do in this moment.
Free shot up and good for Rutherford. So this is kind of the second, we have homecoming every year here at Oklahoma Christian, and all kinds of former, students and teachers and athletes come back in for homecoming, but I think it would be kind of cool if they could kind of get something going like what Oklahoma has done with Lon Kruger, where they have a basketball alumni weekend and bring some guys back. I think if that's something they can maybe implement every year, I'm sure you guys would love that.
Oh yeah, I think the guys love coming back. I think it'd be really neat to be able to see the current players, be able to visit with them, and even watch them maybe scrimmage. I don't know if they want to see us play because we're a bunch of washouts, but it would be cool. Come back on campus, see the coach and the new coach, I guess next year would be. But yeah, it'd be a special weekend and a time that we can kind of remember our time here, but also kind of give some back to the younger guys and kind of meet them. It'd be pretty neat. I think that creates another connection, for alumni to come back, especially more consistently.
Norris called for his third personal foul, going to put Johnny Lacey at the line. And that's, having a new coach next year. Coach Hayes has been here for 33 years. I grew up around this program. He was here well before I was born. That's going to be kind of weird next year to see someone else roaming the sidelines down there.
Yeah, I agree completely, and I actually spoke to the team before the games today at their pregame chapel, which is really neat that they do that now. Eric Randall leads that, so it's a pretty cool initiative that he's doing to kind of better these kids off the court. But I told them, I said, don't worry, you guys are in great hands. You've got Curtis Jans pushing for you and a great staff that's they're gonna bring someone in that's gonna be like-minded, and so I think they're confident with their future. I told them just keep their head up, and I said basically as alumni, I said we're proud of you whether you get 2 wins or 20 wins. At the end of the day, we're just proud of the men that you are off the court as well as on the court.
And that's one thing that's been great about Oklahoma Christian under Coach Hayes is that culture that he's instilled here, that it's going to be a team that goes out there, and even in seasons like this year and last year where maybe the win-loss total isn't what they'd like it to be, where they're going to be out there giving that effort every night, and that's definitely going to be something important to bring another guy in who can bring that same culture or keep it going, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think they will bring someone in like-minded and keep that same, just hard-nosed. I mean, when you think of Coach Hayes, you think of a hard-nosed guy that can show compassion, but at the same time, he wants to get after it and get a win, at all costs.
Kind of going on the seesaw here between a 5- and 7-point game. Time beginning to run a little thin here under the 5-minute mark. 78-71 Falcons by 7. Both teams trading baskets here. An opportunity for a big three there by Strickland falls short. And now the pressure back on the Oklahoma Christian defense.
It was a good look at it, just left it a little bit short. The thing is, it's this end down here where they've got to get a stop. You can see they're willing to work some clock now.
7-point game, 4:15 to go. Under 10 on the shot clock now as Lacey has it on the wing. They kick into the corner. 3 on the shot clock. They kick out. 3 put up. And no good, but an offensive rebound called as Norris hits the deck for OC. Next whistle will bring a timeout and just a clock game being played by the Falcons.
Yeah, and that's what's frustrating is you played good defense, you didn't foul, but you got to get the rebound. Sometimes the ball, though, doesn't bounce your way.
8 on the shot clock again as Lacey drives past Rutherford. Kicks out 3 by Williams. That's a dagger 3 there, making it a 10-point game. 3:35 to go. And a timeout on the floor called by Coach Hayes. Jason, thanks for stopping by, man. Always good to see you.
Great to see you.
Thank you. So a 10-point game here. 3:31 to go, 81-71, a full timeout. We'll step aside and be right back here on the Eagle Sports Network.
So here are the keys. Congratulations, it's officially yours. I'm sure you'll have many happy years here. Except for you, because you'll be gone 3 years from now, struck down by the same disease that got your father. So you won't be around for them. And sadly, it could have been detected early with a simple test, but you didn't have it. Okay, who wants to check out the backyard?
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
And welcome back to the Eagles Nest. 3:31 remaining in the ball game. 81-71, Oklahoma Christian down by 10. We're now joined by Oklahoma Christian Athletics Director Curtis Jans. We were talking with you at the half, and you had to step away for a moment to be a part of that great picture out there with all these former players and assistants and everybody that was there. We've had the opportunity to visit with some people on the air, and it's striking again and again how people talk about the impact that Coach Dan Hayes has had on their lives.
Yeah, first of all, I apologize for running off there at halftime, but I've thought about this now for 2 months, and I still haven't figured out how to put it into words. And I guess I got about 3.5 minutes to figure that out. But it is, it's truly a testament to a man that understands his values and then has the courage to live them out. And I think when you have that, then you can have an impact on numerous lives.
One of the things that has always stood out to me is, people talk about how much they respect Hayes, is how he always gave people respect. It didn't matter who it was. If you were coming in here with your kids or somebody just on campus visiting, how friendly he was to people and how he made people feel special. And I think that's one of the unique things that he brought to what he did here at Oklahoma Christian.
Yeah, the way I can best describe it, it's what Jesus talked about with the greatest commandments. Love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and then love your neighbor as yourself. And he's done that. It doesn't matter what role you have, what position you have. None of that mattered. It was just that he respected the hard work. He respected people doing a good job, no matter what that job was.
Obviously, it's down to a 6-point game here. Timeout's going to be taken by UTPB as they're a little concerned with 2:06 on the clock. One of the great stories that was in the paper that was told about how Coach Hayes always gets out here and sweeps the floor. And that's something all of us sitting here have seen, lots of others have seen, because he wanted to remember where he came from. It didn't matter whether he was the winningest coach in Oklahoma history, whether he was the athletic director. He wanted to come out and sweep the floor because that reminded him of where he started.
Yeah, it's one of those little things. One of his favorite sayings was, do the little things, you get better little by little. And but it was also just a daily reminder of, the gyms that he grew up in at Jefferson Junior High or any of those places back in Albuquerque, or those first jobs that he had, or when, Jerry Krause brought him out to Gonzaga and he was a GA, and he just, it was just a daily reminder of, like you said, it's where he came from, of what was important, and And, you know, it's unbelievable to think at the lessons that we can all learn from those things.
Big shot there. Knocked down by the Falcons, pushing it back to 9. And there's Lacey. You hadn't heard from him for a little while. And that makes it a 9-point game, a minute and a half to go. And OC really up against it now. Rutherford tries to answer, and he does. Had to have that. He knocks it down. 14 for Rutherford. Got to get a stop now.
Oklahoma Christian with only 5 team fouls, so it's not a situation where a foul will put the Falcons in the bonus. Looks like they're going to try to play straight up. Must get a stop.
10 on the shot clock.
Don't let them work the clock down and then foul. Play good defense, hands up challenge.
Vandevort 3, no. Offensive rebound. Oh, but they call the foul on the Falcons. And that's going to be free throws for Oklahoma Christian, a chance to cut it to a 4-point game.
They're saying that he pushed going in. If we get a chance to look at the replay, it'd be interesting. Coach Newman is incredulous on this, but Eibel going to go to the line.
So obviously, you know, pressure going to come after these free throws. Try and get a steal. If not, foul. You're 2 whistles away from them shooting free throws, though, so you have a foul to give. As Eibel knocks down the first, makes it a 5-point game.
So that means be aggressive.
(84-79), 58 seconds to go. Free throw missed. And Lacey is fouled by Strickland. That is the 6th team foul, so no free throws yet. Second foul on Strickland, a 5-point game here, 55 seconds to go. You see a lot of wacky endings in games. I personally will never leave a game early just because you never know what's gonna happen. And you know, we're broadcasting this game and just painting the picture as best we can, but gosh, you really just want some sort of miraculous finish here for Oklahoma Christian to get this last win for Coach Hayes. 10 seconds on the shot clock and a timeout called by the Falcons. 35 seconds to go. We'll see what the timeout is. A 30-second timeout called here, so we'll keep it right here. And OC gonna foul here after this timeout.
So it needs to become a situation where you're putting the Falcons at the line, hoping that they will miss the front end of the free throw.
One thing, they let 20 seconds run off without fouling.
Well,
so,
yeah, that was.
So, do you finish out the 10-second possession
At this
here?
point, yes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, but I'm kind of surprised they did that.
I was too. But yeah, I think at this point you've committed 20 seconds of the possession to not fouling. You just got to play it out. Norris, Strickland, Rutherford, Moon, and Eibel on the floor. Meanwhile, it's Lacey, Williams, Sturgis, Akbar, and Knight. 5 on the shot clock. Lacey, a 3. Oh, it's good. My goodness. That's the dagger.
Yeah, well, that's the second time we've called one of their shots a dagger, but that one closed the door.
A blocking foul called.
There might have been a sliver of light before that 3, but
Josh Williams called for his 4th personal foul. And free throws coming as a timeout called. 20 seconds to go, 87-79. And I know we've harped on it again and again, but just the magnificent impact Coach Hayes has on everybody. Dave, you've been around this program a lot longer than I have, but I've been around it. I think this was probably the first basketball game I went to was in this gym. Just, you know, here every home game, and then had an opportunity to work for Coach Hayes as their video guy for the home games as a senior in high school. I was a program assistant my freshman year, and now really like the last 5 years getting a chance to broadcast these games. And I just gotta say, what a blessing it's been to be around a Coach Dan Hayes-led program. You know, I played a little bit of sports in high school, didn't play anything in college, so not that I have had a college coach, but I mean, I really consider Coach Hayes really to be the primary, you know, if I had a college coach, it would be Coach Hayes. All the time I've spent around here, it's just been amazing to see the things he's done.
You know, obviously his players that have played for him, there's a special bond there where he is their coach. But I think for a lot of this university, he's their coach.
Absolutely.
The people that have been around here, just by the way he treats them and interacts with them and makes them feel special and important, really, again, it speaks to his character. Of course, he would not like, I think, all of this effusive praise. You know, he before the game, he kind of saw me and he was talking about this being a bit of a dog and pony circus kind of show situation. So that's not his thing. He's about hard work. He's about accountability, but he is also about personal relationships, treating people with respect, helping people grow and be better. And so he has had a great impact on people. And I've been blessed by my time around the program and getting to know Coach Hayes, both as a student and then as a member of the faculty here. It's been wonderful. And one of the things I always like is, you know, our students here in Eagle Media work very hard to bring you these games. And this is our last game of the year, and I want to thank all of them that have made this possible. And we've got some seniors. Braden is graduating. Morgan Lindsay, who's directing our game, this is her last game. Micah Woodbury doing sound back there. This is probably his last game. And so I want to thank them. But one of the things is, like, Hayes always was appreciative of the hard work these students did, and always, you know, had a smile for them and a witty comment or something, just because, again, he was not about, it was not about titles and who had what. It was treat people the way you want to be treated.
And I'll always remember, you know, when we first got the deal to have our games on Cox, the first game we had on Cox here 2 or 3 years ago, after the game, Coach Hayes came walking out of his office waving a newspaper clipping around, and it was the part of the sports page where it tells you what games are on TV, and he had our game highlighted, and he was like, you guys' broadcast is in the newspaper, you know, just he was always, like you said, so appreciative of everything our group did, and we're equally appreciative of everything he's done for us. As the game has come to an end, 89-81. They're going through the handshake line.